Mads Meier, you are the principal investigator of the Danish Longitudinal Study of Youth, or DLSY. Could you briefly explain the content of the survey?
So the Danish Longitudinal Survey of Youth is a cohort study that follows a group of just about 3,000 Danes, all of whom were born in or around 1954. And these people have been followed since 1968, in which they attended the 7th grade of elementary school. And then they've been sort of followed ever since. And now they're turning 60 next year.
The data in the DLSY is now being made available through CSSR. What possibilities will that generate for researchers interested in working with the data?
Lots of possibilities. I would say three things. One is that now for the first time all the data from the DLSI have become publicly available. We've translated everything into English, so it's also going to be available to an international audience. Second, we're going to link the survey data with register data from Statistics Denmark, which is going to offer entirely new possibilities of linking all sorts of information on income and employment history and fertility and all sorts of interesting questions. And the third thing is that it's going to be available also for international researchers specifically, so that the DLSY data can also be used in international comparative studies in which you would compare, for example, Denmark with similar data from the US or from other parts of Europe. So there are other data sets which are quite similar to the DLSY around Europe and in the US, and now we can compare a lot of countries, and that's really great.
The original generation of DLSY was born in 1954, but you've also talked to their children and grandchildren. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, there are actually only very few studies in the world in which you can follow multiple generations from the same family. So we got the main DLSY respondents, the people born in 1954 and turning 60 next year. The parents of these people have also been interviewed, so these people are born in the 1920s and 1930s. So that's the parents as well. And now, a couple of years ago, we also tracked down and interviewed all of the children of the main respondents. That's the third generation in the same family. So now we got grandchildren, parents, and grandparents. And there are actually only very few data sets in the world in which you have these three generations. And that enables a lot of interesting research possibilities, trying to look at sort of the transmissions of abilities and preferences and what people like across multiple generations.
So, and how long do you think this will continue? Will we see the fourth generation in the survey?
I certainly hope so. That's my plan. So I'm a relatively young man still, but I'm gonna track these people for as long as I can.